I said, my success will be judged by how many people show up at my funeral. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you go to a funeral, the people that attend are someone, hopefully, you have touched their life in a positive way. Because one thing about people, they don't remember how big your house was, what kind of car you drove, how big your bank account was, where you got your nails done. None of that matters. What matters is people always remember how you make them feel. They'll never forget how you make them feel. Because there's no U-Haul behind a Hershey. You ain't taking nothing with you. You come in with nothing, you go out with nothing, except for what you leave behind. And what you leave behind is your legacy. Austin's legacy will live forever. I myself will make sure of it. Not only myself, but many others. His mother, his brother, family members, communities. We've set up a scholarship in his name at Memorial High School. For every year, there's going to be the Austin Metcalf Scholarship. We want to give back. We want to help people. That's who Austin was. Austin helped people up. He inspired, he promoted, he encouraged younger classmen, his teammates. He was always there, always believing in them. There were so many kids who came up and spoke that night about how Austin touched people's hearts. And that's what you leave is your legacy, your footprints on hearts. That's how people will be remembered. And for anyone who knew Austin, who loved Austin, that memory will be carried on in their hearts forever. I know I'll say his name from the highest mountaintops till the day I die. And it was probably the very worst day of my life. When I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer 10, 11 years ago, I thought I was going to die. They told me I had a 50-50 chance. I told God I can't die because I have 2 boys that need their father. I would go through cancer a million times again if I could spend 5 minutes with Austin. When you're faced with your own immortality, it reprioritizes your life. All of a sudden, things that were important don't matter. You really start to really find out what's important in life. It's the people who love you, the people you love, and those who support you when you're down. You should never, ever
What y'all think so far? Any thoughts?
Heavy. It's real heavy, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Really heavy. I ain't gonna hold you. Heavy.
I mean, like as much as I think about this case, and as much as I have my opinion about this case, this still is a father. So, you gotta let the other side have their truths and what they believe in, and that's kind of where I'm trying not to be as cynical to him and to the situation as much as possible, because the fact of the matter is everything he probably is saying is from his perspective true. He went to the hospital. He's trying to calm down his kid who's erratic and going through some issues, and it's a tough situation that he's in, and probably he's not probably lying and saying that he probably would go through cancer again just to get 5 minutes with his son. So, as of right now, I'm just kind of, I empathize. That's the best word I can say is I empathize. No matter what I feel about it, it's like I do empathize.
Yeah, I think this is a dad's nightmare from both sides because you got two parents, one that lost one to the system jail. Then you got him who lost his child. So everybody kind of hit on, this is a tough situation. So that's why I tried not to cover this either, like E Black. And shout out to Uda for getting the facts and stuff, and looking at this from the actual facts instead of making judgment on that. So I shout out to everybody that's been taking that delicate approach because yeah, this is a overall messed up situation.
Agreed, bro. I think there's a loss on both sides. I think there's no winners in this situation. Both families took a loss. You know what I mean? They lost their son, and the Anthony family lost their son to the system. You know what I mean? And when you get up in those type of places, man, one thing is easy to get in there. The hardest thing to do is to get out. Even if you had a short bid, some people I know went there with short time and end up spending 25 and spending life there. So it's a rough situation. You know what I mean? So when I heard him kind of say that he felt for Carmelo in his other interview that he did prior probably to this before the gag order was lifted, he actually said, I mean, he felt bad for Carmelo as well, and that he didn't know what he's really up against right now being in that system. You know what I mean? I know he went after that to the watermelon felon type stuff, but I was shocked to hear him even say that. You know what I mean? Some people saying he's posturing, he's just saying it to say it, but he doesn't really even have to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
With all due respect, Uda, I'm just
yeah,
talking. I just want to make sure that we're clear. At this moment, That's my opinion. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. I'm not against
you know,
nobody's opinion.
you
We all
have
gotta
to.
have our opinion.
Yeah, you have to empathize at this moment
Yeah,
in time the way that he's kind of laying this out. Now, when he
yeah,
starts going into other stuff,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
I
It's another
stop. I
deal. It's
start.
another deal. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, there's more coming.
There's another deal when he starts going into the other stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, I've seen the headlines, but I've actually never heard the quote. So
yeah,
I'm
Well,
watching
but
this for the
wait,
first
there's
time
more.
myself.
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Yeah, he actually went in on black people at the end or at some point in this, and it made a lot of people feel away. Um, and I actually have a unique perspective on it. I have a different perspective. I think that him saying all that stuff is in response to the type of things that the way he's been getting attacked. Listen, we
mm,
know our people.
Think so much?
Yeah, we
yeah,
know our people. We know we know the type of shit they saying to him right now.
Yeah, I know
Like
my people. I know his people too.
that's true
yeah,
too. That's true too. However, we've at least on the outside we've seen the way that he's been. What is it called? Comporting yourself to
yeah,
us, right?
mhm,
And it hasn't been hostile. But I know that he's been getting a lot of hostile messages and a lot of death threats and all that type of stuff. And in
yeah,
my opinion, I think his response is like, "I'm not no pussy. All the shit that y'all saying about me and my people, I'm going to go back at you and say a bunch of dumb shit too." What do you think, Harlan, or whoever?
So he
What
should
do y'all
have
think?
a racist response, or should it just be I'm not no pussy response? Because you can say I'm
No,
not a
if
pussy without being racist.
but if he's being met with what he perceives to be racism and his response is proportional and equal to like, all right, I'm gonna say racist shit back to you, you know, that's what I think is going on.
mm,
Nah, I got to get some
I
pushback to
think
that,
it's
mind,
fair
because
to
he was pretty
one
much
second.
saying he was at church and stuff. So if you're a Christian, that means you don't retaliate the same way somebody else does. You could be like, "Fuck
Exactly.
y'all," that would be a valid response, but you don't meet them with like racism or prejudice back. You see what
No,
I'm
that's
Exactly.
what
saying?
a that's
Yeah, I
what
yeah.
a
think
Everybody's
perfect
human, though.
no, that's a
Everybody's
everybody.
perfect
human.
Christian.
Yeah,
That's a perfect
everybody's.
Christian.
I
Is he
heard
But
somebody.
consistent?
I heard
nobody's
somebody went to his
perfect.
son's grave and urinated too, bro.
For
I
him to
heard that.
immediately go to
I
that,
heard that.
I think. Come on now, like let's be fair.
So Harwin, if it's true, right, that black people have been saying like you know the type of shit we say, like you know the type of things we call them people and stuff like that, right? Um, like if it's true that he's been being told to what you would consider I'll consider to be racist things, you consider to be bigoted things, right?
Big-
Yeah, if he's been being met with bigoted things, and he responds with bigoted things, do you at least think that's reasonable?
I think it's reasonable to say that for coming from you, I think it's reasonable for you to think, as a reasonable person that I think that you are from my experience with you, that you would think that hey, he gonna be a bigot to me, he gonna be a bigot back. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that's what he is. because of how his people's background is, and particularly the people
Mm,
from this area that he's from me learning from Trey, how those people are in that area. I find it
mm,
hard to believe that he hasn't said that behind closed doors already.
mm,
You know, the way I feel about the things you say about behind closed doors versus what you say in public, I think it's a big difference, right? Because when I go outside, I think that I have a duty. Well, at least for me, I try to be a good person, right? I try to leave all whatever I think about gay people, all that type of stuff. I think that when I go outside, I should put my best foot forward, and when I speak, I should be mindful of the things that I say to you, no matter what I think about you. I think that that's how we should operate. I mean,
I
do you agree
agree.
with that?
I agree that we should
I
operate that
commend
way,
you.
but that still just proves my point that he already felt that way. If that's how he's being, long before somebody responded to him with that. So he wasn't just responding back with that just to respond back because they was throwing it at him. He responded that way because that's how he really feel, and now he like, oh, okay, since you saying it, then I'm gonna tell you how I really feel anyway. The
Yeah,
decorum is going out the window. So yeah, it's the one thing to show decorum and act a certain way. How my mama would say, boy, act like you got some sense, than
Mm,
having to tell somebody how you really feel about them. But it's another way if he didn't actually feel that way and he was only saying that in response because they were saying something similar, which is what you're saying, but he's not doing
yeah.
that. He's telling you how he really feels. How he feel behind closed doors is how he really feels.
So you think that he think that he truly thinks that black people are stupid?
Yeah, I think he think that.
Hold on. Can we get that quote in context? Because like I said, I haven't seen the full like,
Uh,
I
so
heard
I
something
haven't
earlier.
seen it in like I don't
I
want
heard
to like.
something earlier
let
today
me
though when he went
let,
off on a woman and he went crazy on her. She said
let me
something. She said, "I think you're a racist or whatever," and then he went up, but I don't know you n words, and he started saying some crazy stuff. So I
Yeah,
heard that for a
I
fact.
really want to see this in context
It
before
was
yeah.
kind of
I like
crazy.
It says
make
the
a
rant
statement.
starts at 144. So let's get to it.
It was kind of crazy.
Gave me the opportunity to experience something. Unless you're a parent, you don't get it. I understood my parents way better when I became a father. My mother is 79 years old, who just retired last year and got
Seven.
married.
Wow.
Wow. My mom, she's my rock.
Oh shit! Did I do something?
79 is crazy. Like he look old.
He's 79. Oh, his
Said his
mom's
mom.
79. Oh.
His mom is 79. My grandmother's is in $8 and all types of
I've
stuff.
ever
I'm like,
met. First, I will say this: Mike Waltrip, the superintendent who has recently resigned and retired, is the most spineless, coward piece of shit I've ever met in my entire life. This is the same individual who got pressured from Dominique, irrelevant minister, whatever, Alexander, and the Freeman Group, saying that we're going to riot if you don't let him graduate. They folded like a cheap tent to the pressure. It went against, I even had a meeting with them, and all he could say was, I followed the law, I followed the law, I followed the law, like a little parrot. No, following the law and doing the right thing is not always the same thing. You hid behind the law because you're too coward. You can't be a man to stand up and do the right thing. I showed you in your handbook mandatory expulsion, murder, mandatory attendance policy. He didn't go back to school after April 2nd. I don't give a shit if he had the credits. Didn't make the attendance. Shouldn't have been able to graduate.
Ah, damn it.
all right.
I showed you in your handbook mandatory expulsion, murder, mandatory attendance policy. He didn't go back to school after April 2nd. I don't give a shit if he had the credits. Didn't make the attendance. Shouldn't have been able to graduate. You still gave a murderer a diploma. But yet you didn't respond to my ex-wife's email till after the elections. You waited over 30 days to respond with a callous, incompassionate response that just showed how shallow you were. And then when I got to meet you face to face, you little bald headed piece of shit, you sat there and looked me in the eye and said, I didn't fold. Well, who did? The buck stops with you. You're the superintendent. Thank
Yo, if it's possible, can somebody drop the link for me? For whatever reason, when I drop it, like nobody can see it.
I seen it drop.
Yeah, if
So,
y'all can
doesn't
copy it
drop.
and paste
Go
it.
ahead, bro.
yeah, I just went to your
People saying
channel.
they
Yeah.
can't see it.
Can I say something real quick in reference to that? And
Yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
gonna
drop
say it.
in Trey's chat. It doesn't.
I'm gonna
drop
say
in
it out
Trey's
of
chat.
love, but I don't give a damn about how y'all feel. The world don't care about how you feel. It's about truth and logic, right? If y'all got kids that go to school, elementary school, middle school, high school, take y'all slow asses and go read the student code handbook and go to the section when it talks about weapons. From the parking, well, actually, if your kid walked to school, I think it's a 2-3 block radius, they're going to have a sign up, just like if you got caught selling drugs, no weapons. From that line all the way to the back line or whatever line is school property. It's school property. So those laws apply anywhere within that vicinity, inside the school, outside the school. And it says specific rules as it pertains to weapons of any type on school grounds. Yes, you can carry a weapon around. Now, me, again, I believe his father, whoever gave him the knife, failed him, because you're not supposed to have a weapon on school grounds. You know that. So don't give him a weapon and then not explain to him the consequences of what could happen. We do that shit all the time. You have to sit down and say, son, since you can't read on grade level, you read that shit. And we can break it down together. That's what we don't do. So the people that gave him the gun failed him. And yes, he's a football player. I don't know if any of y'all play football. You going up against 6'8" linemen, 7-foot linemen, however tall that lineman is, that come around pulling around that end, and you're a defensive back, you either take them on or get out the way. Now, a good scenario could have been for Karmelo. You bow down. First of all, you go to a tent. It's not yours. I don't know if any of y'all ever coached when you play football. Again, we have specific spaces for our team to gather. That space is our sacred space. Now, the coaches failed the team because if it's raining, where are the coaches at? Why are we not sitting under that tent with our team? So we're going to designate the captains, whoever it could be. It could be any player, the quietest player on the team, the person that ain't.
Ferg, if I believe you're an athlete, right? You've done some athletic stuff, right?
I've coached for the last 35 years since I stopped playing. Yeah.
Okay.
He ain't no athlete.
Shit, I'll run y'all niggas
So you
over.
understand? You know what track meets are, right?
I know what track meets are. My son ran track. I ran track.
Okay, and okay. So that you definitely understand this scenario that's going on. Let's not be obtuse about what's really going on. This is a track meet. The 100 people are hanging with the 100. I did high jump. The high jump people, we all kicked it. Like
again,
that's not the beat. I
but
understand
again,
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Because you always all black.
Ferg.
Hold on.
Can I at
quick.
least complete my statement? I just want to complete the statement.
Hold on, real quick. Before we continue, guys, I just want to let y'all know that I do utilize the mute button, and I think that it's best when I do utilize the mute button for the audience. If people start talking over each other, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to mute the person who interjected and let the other person continue to talk. So I just want to let y'all know beforehand that I will be doing that. Ferg, are you done stating your point? Are you ready for E-Black to
I just want
get
to
in
break
there?
this one last thing down, right? As a coach, right? It was very important for me to that when we went to any visiting school or any site, even at home, right? We had specific spaces for our team's bags. That space is like our godsend space. And any one of my team members were allowed to say, hey, get out of our space. Now, what they could not do, I used to say, don't try to solve the problem yourself. Once you identify it, notify me. I'm close by. Or if I see it myself, hey, little snotty nose kid, get away from them. Because I don't know what a kid's intentions are. You could be cool with one, but you might be ready to steal everybody else's stuff. So the coaches were at fault because they were not in the vicinity. Now, if they had to go put their hands on him, they were violating his personal space because again, and this is what y'all got to understand with schools. They're not going to pressure kids like they would do y'all slow asses in the courtroom. They're thinking about their social emotional well-being because what they did on Monday at that school, y'all know what they did? They had a visual for anybody that was socially emotional struck by this incident. They was in there crying to teachers and counselors. They sent people over there to even kids who wasn't even at the school but may have knew them. They were in those spaces crying to these people. So with that, they're going to think about their social emotional well-being, how ugly it may seem on the outside first, and then they'll deal with the law. In schools, it goes inside out. You get into a fight, I suspend you, you go home, come back in 3 days. You set the school on fire, whatever, you may get expelled, right? You deal with it. But then when you start dealing with things that deal with like bodily harm and things like that, the school is going to take initial reaction, but then they're going to allow the laws to do what they do. And last thing, you a fucked up parent if you intentionally move into a racist community, knowing that there's a possibility. Who my teenage son, y'all all used to roam around your neighborhoods. I'm not gonna put my children in a situation where they're gonna have to defend themselves against racist people.
Pause.
Okay. Now, E Black, I'm gonna give you the opportunity if you wanted this rebuttal.
I was going to
Okay.
rebut.
Yeah, I just want to really like Ferg. Like I said, we all understand track, and if I'm being even more to the point about this situation, this was a jamboree where all the teams are doing their like final heats for state, right? If I'm correct about this,
Yeah, they was having
yeah. So
yeah,
that's even better because if I know certain schools, like especially my school, our shot putters used to train at the other school. Or
okay.
high, I used to do high jump. The high jump facility at my school, they wanted me to go to a whole nother school, and I would do it like every other week because it was too far. But if I wanted a good high jump bag or high jump squad, I do that. So we're like, let's not be so obtuse to the situation where it's just black and white. You're wrong. You're right. Let's be real about the situation. It was a rain out. It was a rain out. And kids are going to be kids, and we want them to actually foster this type of environment where, we're sharing, where there was no real harm to this. And we try to do this where we try to say, oh, he's wrong for being in the tent. The tent is not the issue. The issue is trying to punk a young man out of the tent. And we never really addressed that.
Again, the kid who invited him into the tent did him wrong.
So
Failed
if it was
him.
a female,
It was a guy. Is one of his. But listen, here's the problem. He wasn't in
man, if it was a
participating.
female, hey,
He wasn't
Uda, pay
It
attention.
doesn't
If
matter
it was
about
a
no female.
female coming up to the tent, and you like, oh, she shouldn't be in that damn tent, is we really having the same conversation?
Again, you thinking minimal level, son.
No, you thinking minimal.
Yeah, he is
Because
thinking about that's the
again,
dumbest shit ever, bro. That's dumb.
listen, the kid that invited him could have squashed the whole thing. Y'all press me, hey fellas, this is my man. I invited him into the tent. Once it stops raining, he gonna get up through. Right now, we're gonna chill right here in this little corner, and that's it. But it wasn't none of that because they gotta live in that community. That's what y'all fail to realize. They're not looking at old people, they're looking at young people. They already setting up. So these kids are gonna be writing books in 5 and 10 years about the emotional traumas that they went through. That's the problem. That's why his family failed him. If it's true that they sold his car to Charleston White, niggas knew he was going to jail because they knew something was wrong with what they did. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm appreciative he has a date in Kentucky. It's the last thing. A black boy got killed by 2 teenage black boys. They just sentenced them boys today. They both got 37 years. Today, teenage boys. They shot a boy on a bus stop. They just in Fanger. If you lived in Chicago, was it 2005, 6 in Fanger High School? Kids got into a big brawl at the school. One kid took a bleacher plank, a wooden bleacher plank about 20 feet, whacked the kid over the head. The kid died on the spot. Everybody that was out there was affected by that. The kids, they was spending the rest of their school years trying to run from it. And every time their name popped up, they were either not allowed to participate in sports, even if they were bystanders. It's just an unfortunate incident. Teach your kids how to fight, because guess what? If we on different teams, we gonna catch y'all at the next time. And I'm gonna get my boys against some white boys, and we gonna bloody their noses. Simple as that.
Oh, Coach Ferg, if you could summarize into like super fast your overarching points, could you like just let me know what your main points are? So if your main, for example, if one of them is like, yo, his parents should have did better, they should have taught him something. All right, that's one thing, and the other, like, let me know.
Well, it's sort of a handful of shit. You know what I'm saying? The parents failed them, the community failed them because they're gonna always side with white kids. We're in a racist community. So just putting my children in that situation, I failed them. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give them instructions on.
Hold on, Coach Ferg. So if you could just kind of like just run them off real quick. Parents failed them, community failed them, so we got two. What are the other points?
The friend failed him. The friend failed him. And that's pretty much, and he sort of told on himself when he got into the hands of a white officer. He sort of, that's why we teach ourselves, be quiet, call me. Quiet. Right. But that's a lot of teaching that has to happen. And it has to be more than one conversation is all I'm saying.
Okay. Now, Constructicon, I want to know what you think, right? If you could try to be as clear as possible what your points are, I appreciate it. Go ahead, Construct.
You ready?
Ready? Yeah, we ready.
You ready? All right, check it. Well, microphone check 1 2 1 2. You hear me?
Sound good. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to be very interested to see what unfolds after all of this, after all the smoke clears, right? Because there's a lot of things that don't fit. There was however many teenagers under that tent, and all these kids, all they do all day is they on their cell phones. You mean to tell me they have mad video footage? You mean to tell me they have video footage up to wazoo? What I believe what happened was that he was alone. He was outnumbered. I don't condone his. He definitely deserves some sort of punishment. 35 years, diabolical. But I'm saying, like, he definitely deserves some sort of punishment. But there's no way that there's not more footage of what really went down, because we're speculating. He was outnumbered. It wasn't his team, that wasn't his school. They both on football teams on opposite sides. And this dude is a bully. They didn't come down on him like they came on the white boy. They didn't come down on him. They made the little boy, Trayvon Martin, 14 years old, right? They came on him. They came down on him with George Zimmerman, but they didn't do that to this kid. He was a bad kid. He was a bad kid. Did he deserve to die? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But let's be honest. His brother was going to jump in. Let's not act like that was going to happen. His twin brother was going to jump in. They feel each other. They was going to, Wonder Twins activate. You know what I'm saying? They was going to jump in. So I would already have felt in my own mind, like I would have took the fair one. Because you know what I'm saying? I could take a hit, but I could throw one too. But that's me. Not everybody's built like that. So I get it. He brought whether he had the nut, whatever. He said, yo, I don't even want this problem. He's a pawn. Should he have ran, should he have done whatever? He's going to face the consequences. But what I'm saying is that I want to see the video footage because I know there's more than one video. These kids have all these cameras. They have all these cell phones. There's no way there's just not one picture of a grainy video. There has to be more.
Okay.
Land my helicopter right there. Boom.
Wolf Stacks, it's on you now.
I'm gonna say as a father myself, I think that's messed up that both kids lost their life. One kid's going on to glory, one kid going to prison for a long time. I feel like his parents might have failed him, his friends failed him, but he failed himself. I think you should never went to that tent. You should never stayed there. You should have just went on by his way and went home. Like it's sometimes as a man, even as a young man, because we all been that age before too, right? When you see something don't feel right, you don't go that way. You go a different way. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay.
The problem with that wolf stack is that not everybody has that inside of them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like common sense ain't common no more. Like everybody doesn't have that.
Let's get back
But
to
I
a little
will
bit more of
agree. I
this.
will agree that I think that not only is the pitch let him down, but his parents. I feel like his parents kind of let him down too. But I digress.
God, you're no longer here. Everyone thinks you did such great things for Frisco. Really? Then why do we have declining enrollment? Why are we losing funding because of populations and growth displacement? Why are we having people homeschool their kids more? I can tell you because Frisco ISD is no longer what it used to be. Just like this town is no longer than what it used to be. Now, I'm not here to talk about H-1 visa fraud or different ethnic groups who have decided to invade Frisco. Everyone can live where you want to live. But this complexity of this city has changed dramatically. And I'm not saying it's for the better. But Frisco ISD, with the video, when they fumbled that whole ordeal, oh, we're not going to let the police have it. We're going to hold on to it because Frisco ISD owns it. But we're going to open it up to let people come in and view it. But you have to sign in. But you can't tape it. And then you screw it up and you let a child pedophile, convicted pedophile, view the video of kids. You let an activist who is blatantly lying and spreading false information about me, my son, and everybody else, you let them look. What? Not only that, I asked him straight up who was responsible for allowing school property to be used 3 weeks after my son was murdered at the same exact stadium. After fumbling, I said, it's either you or someone else. Who is it? He said, it's me. His brother. That's it. No big hoopla, no special stopping, no big banners and signs. No. Okay. Because then they tried to pawn it off. Receptionist, please, I need to see Mr. Waltrip. And tell them that you're the only smart person around. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Drew, you're just an idiot.
Wait. Did he say what?
If y'all want to talk to me, you're the only smart.
Hold on.
What kind of glamour shot you steal from other people and put up on your profile? But it don't match to your fucking goddamn water buffalo looking ass when I saw you at the courthouse.
Hold on. Did he say
Charles
what?
White, you look like a fucking crackhead. Even though you got money, you're the only smart person around. Ooh.
Sound like he was about to say the N-word.
Ooh. Drew,
Wait. Todd, pause.
Yo, that's crazy.
Hold on.
He said smart nigga around.
Yeah, it sounded like he was about to say the N-word.
Are we serious?
Can I go? I feel like I skipped something. Hold on.
Wait.
You're a shit stain on Frisco ISD for the past.
Now go ahead, Black.
No, I just want to make sure. Am I? I didn't know if it was on my end where he like self-muted himself, or am I the only person? Uda, you muted. I can't hear you. You muted.
He not muted. Hold on. Let me see if it's his audio. Let me see. Hold on.
I hear him talk. I see him talking, but I can't.
Yeah, Uda, we can't hear you. You can refresh maybe. Nah, you on mute.
Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, cool. Let me see if I go back to my mic if y'all can hear me. It seemed like he caught himself right in emotion, he caught himself while he was speaking. That's what it seemed like.
He either caught himself or he did it on purpose. He purposefully wanted to allude to like I'm about to say the N word, but I'm not.
That's something too. That could be a thought. That's a good thought too as well, bro. Agree with you there.
Yeah, he's inebriated. You can tell by he's inebriated.
Yeah. He
Dang.
drank some beers. You know how he do it. Drank some beers.
Wow. Okay. I'm just making sure hey.
Yeah, nasty.
That's 9 years as superintendent. Tiffany Billions. I don't know what kind of glamour shot you steal from other people and put up on your profile, but it don't match to your fucking goddamn water buffalo looking ass when I saw you at the courthouse. Charleston White, you look like a fucking crackhead. Even though you got money, you're the only smart person around. Ooh. Ooh.
Mm.
Drew, you just an idiot.
Anybody
If
else
y'all want
heard
to talk to
smart
me,
nigga?
you know
Smart
where I
nigga.
am.
I heard.
You never
Yo,
once
he said
apologized.
smart nigga around.
You never once said you were sorry. You lied your ass off and tried to tell people you paid to offer to pay for my boy's funeral. You couldn't even offer your hand for a handshake. You're a grifting piece of shit. Your character says it all. I don't have to say a damn word. Your actions speak for themselves. You and your little faggot bow tie? What the hell is that, dude? Maybe you and Chris King are butt buddies. Like y'all swap ties and shit. I don't know. He lives in Washington and he's lived here in Plano. He thinks he's some intelligent dude. Really? A 1989 Saab. Oh, I'm fucking impressed. Ooh. Look at me. I talk to my shit all day long. You put it on people so you can't see me. I think you have some serious insecurities, bro. I'm a lawyer. Who gives a fuck? You're not a very good one. Oh, I've done this. I've done that. You have to brag on yourself? You have to blow your own fucking horn? Really? You're not a man, dude. You just want attention. Maybe your parents didn't give you love when you were little. I don't know. I don't know the way you are. Why? I can't explain it. And you know why? I don't give a shit. You're nothing to me. But yet, what'd you come up with the word? Metcalfians. I live in your head every day because you talk about me every day. Dude, thank you. I'm so flattered that you think about me. But I'm not your type. Sorry. I figure in a couple months you'll move on to the next hot topic. Or you'll have some legal crusade you can join, maybe, or lead possibly in your 89 South. And the only thing about you is I like your dog. That's about it. In your house, dude, I'm not one to judge, but you don't live in some sprawling mansion. Really? Clean your house. You look like a fucking hoarder. Better yet, once you have Tiffany move in and y'all could live together and do a podcast, that would be fun.
Pause. Please. Pause.
Dang.
Stay out of my life.
What we got?
This is very telling. This is very telling. This is where he came from. These guys were a little bit more poised. He lost his son. And he still got the other twin son. But you know what? It kind of gives me an understanding. And I get everybody grieves differently, but the way he's coming out, I can see why his son beat the shit out of him too. And I can see why his son was a bully that he was. He was a bad kid. He did bad things. And I can see where he got it from, this Archie Bunker ass nigga. Like, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, they say the son put hands on him too. All right.
Yeah.
Put hands on him.
Now let me be fair. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't mind him going off on the people who he feel like. I don't like the rant ain't the issue. Like him calling the superintendent fat and all that stuff. That ain't the
Yeah,
issue. Hey,
that's
go off.
Oh, you
You
hear
know
what he's
my
saying? Hear what
you
he's
my
saying?
kid did, but the N word was kind of like okay.
I
That's
think
No,
where
it
I'm.
gets worse.
no, it's wordplay, but yo, it's not. You better go deeper than that. It's
But
how
I mean, you
oh,
gotta understand. Hold
he's a
on.
grown
You
man.
Hold on, I'm a
you. But
mutual
the
icon.
the one thing I just want to say is that you gotta understand. Every person is allowed to have their own personhood. So he's explained his personhood. Now, I understand the whole thing of being like, oh, I'm waiting for the racist stuff. The N word was the only thing that I was saying, but everything else just sounds like, oh, you just going off. And I'm going to give him that. I'm going to be fair about it. And I'm
yeah,
the most pro black person you'll ever meet.
I
It,
doubt it.
So,
But
it's gonna get worse.
can I say this though? Let me jump in. Listen, are we surprised that he's given a response, and to some it could be considered racist? Why would you be surprised? All y'all live in states where some neighborhood is the racist part of the state. Y'all don't dare take yourself over through there. Y'all drive all the way around instead of going through there. So the fact that he's doing this
Saying what it is.
in a state that's, but I'm just saying though, what, and this is me, I guess I'm jumping the gun, but here you are, 2026, y'all hearing this. What steps do you take for your lives and your community forward?
Are you talking about
Elijah?
like in regards to potentially moving out of that place and stuff like
No,
that?
no, not moving out, just understanding the laws, understanding the nuances of how people are going to be viewed, how people are being viewed, how people are denied, how people are, you know, going to be. It's like, what do you do at this point? Y'all at an age where
Yeah.
y'all still fighting for a place in America, and you see. I like this because communities that are of this nature of this man, y'all can identify them easier now.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Ferg, I
from
think
Brooklyn, so we see them very clear. You know what I'm saying? And we was going through the neighborhoods, but yeah, we know the neighborhoods where they are. I'm from Brooklyn. Yeah,
yeah,
so we know where they
But
Ferg,
are.
I live in New York too, bro. It's mad. It's nice out here. Like, now, don't say it's not
Yeah.
places that people are a little weird and shit, but most of the
But
time you
yeah,
gonna pass a
like the
white person
small
in New
hat
York,
areas.
it's
I'm from
cool.
Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
I'm from
You
Brooklyn
got
Oh,
some
too.
areas
oh,
with
I
and
live.
all right,
small
let
hat.
me. So Ferg, I think to
Mm.
answer your question,
Berg, I want to.
honestly, believe it or not, a lot of people don't do much with information because a lot of people
Mhm.
aren't natural born problem solvers. And it just is what it is. Like people don't analyze the things that they go through in their life and then be like, all right, I'm gonna move better this time. It's just I find it to not be as natural and common sense as you would think it is.
Common sense ain't common. I want to answer Ferg though. He asked a good question. And by the way, you sound like Exhibit, Ferg. Coach Ferg, you sound like Exhibit.
I mean, I sound like who I am. You sound like a dude underwater, but go ahead.
I'm Aquaman, then fuck it, nigga, or whatever. It's all good. But no. How do we handle like living in these neighborhoods and these situations? It's not to run away. We have to stand. We have to stand for something so we don't fall for nothing. And I'll be honest with you. I live upstate New York now. I'm from the Bronx, but I live upstate New York now. And I'm telling you right now, when I lived in the Bronx, I didn't see racism at all. I really didn't. When I moved upstate, oh my God, I was like, this is what this looks like. This is what this is. People don't know that. People don't even know New York. They just look at New York City. There's so many people, 8 million, 9 million people there. New York State is vast. Huge. It's a huge state. I'm telling you right now, it's country up there. It's country, but it's different. It's not southern country, it's northern country.
Yeah,
They
I've
don't
been
like
up there too.
they don't like us up here. They be like, why y'all niggas don't stay down there? It's like, what, pause. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn how to acclimate to these people. Cause they I buy a house, they like, nigga, how you know Octagon? Wait,
I, I understand that, bro. That happens everywhere. What
yeah,
do
I'm not
you, what,
saying.
I'm asking you, what are you doing in reference to your younger G's, young fellas, young guys in your
I'll
house,
tell
in
you what
your
I do.
family?
I teach them how to build. So for instance, like I'm in the newspaper around here. I'm low key famous, right? I don't like all the glitz and the glamour. I'm not like that. I try to keep low key as I can, but at the same time, like I build things for the library. I build a tiny library. I do things for the community. And they be like, who built that? And it's like, this black guy built it. His name is Constructicon. And I was like, who's that? And I'm like,
What do you teach them about the laws in their area, how they can, have safe passage?
Yeah.
well, that's a case by case basis because that's not my thing. I'm not a lawyer. My sister's a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. What I do is I teach people how to build, use your hands, use your mind. You know what I'm saying? Deal with from that create so many other conversations. You know what I'm saying? Just learn how to do your John Dickens. You don't have to. I can use this for war, but I can use this for peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we got to know law though, you know what I'm saying? So like being in Brooklyn, growing up in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Like police used to come and harass us, stop and frisk and all of those different things. And those are the kind of things that was happening that made me start to go, you know what I mean? Let me start looking in the codes and start figuring out what's going on. They just locking us up, talking about we loitering and all type of stuff, just running out. And when you begin to start knowing some law a little bit, because the people that's policing us don't really know law. That's the craziest thing. When you start to know some things, it's so crazy how they just back up off you and they run down and lock my man up, but they'll leave me alone and stuff like that. Like it's crazy. So we need to be knowing laws, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about being a lawyer. My sister's a lawyer too, but just being in my neighborhood, police just running down on us all the time, whether we's doing wrong or the right thing, you know what I'm saying? And it make you
I
want to
want
start learning more about
to.
law, you know what I'm saying? I lived
Hold on, y'all.
upstate too, bro.
I want to say.
I'm about to go back a little bit in this video real quick.
Yeah, fine what you find, man. Do your thing.
I'm not inviting you in. Go find somebody, go kick rocks in somebody else's backyard. But I'm still standing. I'm going to go away. Because guess what? Guess what? You can't make no more money. He's guilty. No more TikToks and debating. Oh my God, Mr. Metcalf is this. He did this. Oh my God, look, Carmelo's a little baby. He's innocent. No, he's fucking guilty. He's going to prison. Yay! Am I supposed to be excited? Guess what? I'm not. Because I don't promote and I don't accept. I feel sorry for that young man. He's fixing to live a living hell. Not that he doesn't deserve it. Yes, he does. But I'm human. And I'm sorry. I don't wish harm or ill will on anyone. It's not the Christian thing to do, man. It's not the way I was raised. It's not what I was taught. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I just know it is what it is. You be you, I'll be me. You stay in your lane, I stay in mine. I respect you, you respect me. We get along. We don't fight. We don't stab each other in the heart. If we have a disagreement, you know what? We can use words. And also, we can agree to disagree, and that's okay. But what's not okay is when you lose control
He's not mentioning that his
and you
son
do
said his
something that you can't take back. And now you're responsible. Let's open up for some questions, guys.
Mom, can I go for a second, bro?
It's about to get hot. It's about to get hot. It's great.
As a father, I don't.
About to get hot. Who that? What's that? Yeah, bro.
Sound like a
No,
female.
I was saying as a father, it's got to be tough to experience the death of one of your children and still try to be Christian and be holy about it. Now, like I said earlier, they both lost a life. His family and their family lost a life too. So it's like, what can you do? Like, I think he was definitely failed. by his family most of all. And I don't know where he got that knife from, because you can't buy a knife in certain states unless you over 21. So it just messed up, bro.
I don't think it was. From what I've heard, it's been a like a tool knife, like a multi-tool with different,
Yeah,
you know,
it
things
was a
and stuff
multi-tool.
like that.
But it still
But
was
it,
3.5
it had a
inches. Though.
it was like a fishing knife. It's one of
Yeah.
those little fishing knives that has a fish line cutter at the hook, little hook covered hook. I have one similar to it, but the blade was maybe about 3 inches. It even had I think the problem with the blade was it had those little saw ridges on the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's
And when that'll cut bone, that'll slice, and I think that gave it enough room to puncture the heart, because it's only like he had to put that blade in deep enough to where his fist was on his chest.
It went deep. They said that Austin was that from the people I've spoken to that actually seen the video. They said he was making a motion. Maybe that could have, been part of the reason. But we
He
understand
bled
that
out.
the chest cavity from the chest, outer chest to your heart is only but 2 to 4 inches, which is 5 to 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
And that blade is 3.5 inches. So you know what I mean? It ain't really gonna take much to just hit the heart, though. You know what I'm saying?
And at that
Uda,
age, you don't got
can
to
I
go
ask you
and think
something?
about it.
And peace to the panel too, man.
What's up,
Can I ask you
What up,
something,
brother?
Uda?
What's up, bro?
Hey man, peace, man. I hate that y'all made me type this god doggone long.
I ain't hear
Type
you. What
this
you
long
said?
god doggone
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Man, how
I
much
hate
he
that y'all
dropped
made
this
me type
nigga?
this.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, man,
50
I give you
Cent
$2
eBay.
and a pack of. I give you $2 and a
He's
pack of
stupid.
hot fries. You
This
drop
nigga
this
said
nigga.
hot
What
fries.
up, bro?
You
nah,
said that. Now look, hey, look. You see E Black in prison mode already. He trying to negotiate for a pack of noodles. Uda,
yo,
let me
real
ask you
quick,
this: Do
if
you
y'all not real
think
quick,
this kid?
if y'all not hold on real quick, really, if y'all not
Go ahead.
like, I know y'all a little older, but if y'all just screenshot the what's on the screen, you can just copy and paste it out of the screenshot. If you got an iPhone, y'all might, I don't know, Android should
Type
do it
that
too though.
same thing into the Google. Just type it into your Google. Type
Nah,
the
we
same.
need your channel. No, we need
If you go to
no. I
Monk's
need
channel,
Trey
you're
to
gonna
put
see the
your
link.
channel into the what's name so we can follow you over there. Yeah, so we
Yo,
need
Mark.
subs
Yeah,
over there. We
Yo,
need
Mark.
subs. I sub to
Somebody
your
And if
channel,
you're
go
an
to
fam.
admin
all right,
Mark.
over,
all right.
if you're
Somebody go
admin
to
Right.
over
Mark's
at
channel,
Trey's channel, if you're
copy it,
admin
and
at,
then drop it in the
Right.
Trey's channel.
yeah,
That's
if
all.
you're
If
an
a
admin
mod, go
over
to
at
Monk's
Trey's channel,
channel,
please drop
copy the
his channel.
link,
Yeah, man.
go and drop it in Trey's
Drop your
channel.
channel in Trey's and let him
That's
go
it.
to you.
Hey, yo,
So a
Mark.
mod,
Yo, Mark. I got something to say to you.
With your young ass and don't know how to do it, but okay.
Yo, Mark. I got something to say. Yeah, I know.
No, mine know
Yo, Mark.
everything.
I got something to say to you, Mark.
what's up?
I don't know. Really, what's
Udo,
up,
I'm
bro?
not gonna forget my question. Whoever that is, I'm gonna
All
let
right,
them
cool.
go.
All right, brother.
What's up, Icon?
You an old ass young nigga.
Why you say that?
I don't know.
Oh,
Think
that's a
about it.
Constructicon?
Figure it out. It's like a Rubik's
Yeah.
cube.
This
Figure
nigga
it
just
out.
be talking.
Yo,
He
Uh,
in that
That
psych car
nigga ain't
just be
no,
saying shit just to be
that
Yo,
nigga
saying
ain't no
y'all
shit.
keep
Rubik's
calling him
Cube.
I'm
Icon. I
trying to
don't
say.
know. Y'all keep calling him that.
Wait,
Go ahead,
hold on.
Constructicon.
Man, y'all getting distracted quick, man.
Hold on,
Just
hold
pay
on, hold on. Just
attention.
fuck this kind. I can. Yeah. Hold on. I can
Yeah,
do it
you want
all.
an OG?
Now, hold on.
You have an OG?
All
Some
right,
of you niggas,
yo, I
From
put my channel up
destruction
here, and I
for
put
a
it
better life
in
to
the
function.
comments.
yeah.
We, I kind of about to mute you. Are we about to get back to? Really had a question for Uda.
Some,
Yeah, just for Uda real quick, because I know he's really in these courtrooms and he's around all this legal. And you know, we sideline reports, man. We like Harvey Levin out here. We disseminating the things that we think we know and the transcripts that we think we see and so on and so forth. My question is because I keep hearing stuff around what the young blood should have did. Do you think it was the intention, based on what you know, what you read, what you've seen, what you've heard? Do you think it was the intention of the young blood to send that Metcalf kid to the upper room?
Now,
Nah,
really,
My
really,
nigga,
why
really?
you want to go back
hold
30
on.
steps?
I'm gonna answer it quick. I'm gonna answer that quick though, but
I
I
just
don't really
asked
think
Uda
that
a
was his
question. That's
intention.
all.
I don't think that was his intention. You know what I mean? I don't think that he really was the aggressor. Austin wasn't even the person that originally initiated everything. It was really Hunter. And then, but when it comes to the twins, Austin was born 4 minutes before him, and in his life, Austin is the protector of Hunter. You know what I mean? Like whether Hunter does right or wrong, Austin is the one that comes to defend him, comes to his aid. So I think a lot of the weight is on Hunter because Hunter was the first person that really initiated the contact with the verbal contact, not a physical contact with Karmelo. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, Austin got into it. They started calling each other B's and P's, and then move me then B. I'm a B, then move me then B, and they started getting into some of that. And then they say, so I'm trying to obtain the video ourselves so we can see it. They say that Austin moved towards Carmelo really fast, actually moved Eddie out the way. His boy Eddie moved Eddie out the way and went to grab Carmelo. You know what I mean? But Austin also said, like, he ain't gotten it. And I heard somebody said, because Carmelo was like talking about something that he had in his bag. I don't know if he said a knife. I don't think he said that per se. But somebody be like, yo, watch out, he got something. Like, man, he ain't got nothing. This Frisco. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Austin was like, he ain't got nothing. This Frisco. And he kind of went towards Carmelo. Carmelo was sitting low, kind of like Corey Holcomb and Anton. You know what I'm saying? He was sitting low, and then he ran down and tried to like grab him. But at that same time, he was pulling out what he pulled out. So I'm not saying he didn't poke him, because he said that to the first person that really spoke to him, that he did it. He said, I got the alleged suspect. He said, no, I'm not alleged. I'm the one that did it. You know what I mean? So he did poke him, but I think Austin was also moving with force towards him. And I think that's probably also what did him dirty as well at the same damn time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and
what up, Blanco?
What up, family? And the reason why is because the white boy was coming from 3 stairs. He had to go 3 stairs just to get to Karmelo. This is in the bleachers. Remember that. Yeah, keep that in mind.
Yeah,
this is it.
So was he coming?
How's everybody doing? So sorry.
Why do we have to relitigate this case? Like, y'all got to get off of that. Like, in my opinion, like, we don't have to relitigate it because it's already done deal.
Yeah.
No, because the reason it is, E-Black, is because I truly believe that was self-defense, homie.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry.
What does it matter? Like, I believe it. I think hold on. If we do a poll of this panel of 10 people, what does it matter what percentage comes out? Like it's done deal. It's done.
All right, Blizzy, you got it. So what's the next part of the conversation?
The reason why, brother, I say is because he had a terrible defense, bro. His lawyer did that nigga dirty, bro. That's why, bro. People like, do you think, I could have defended the nigga better. Hell, the mother of my kid, she didn't even practice criminal lawyer. She in the health department right now. She's a lawyer. She could have did a better job. I was talking to her about this case.
I agree with you, but what is that like? What is all that magic powder and magic won't do for us right now?
Hold on, E-Black. So the reason that I think your question is interesting is because even before the verdict was out, us having this conversation and discussions could not have helped Karmelo, right? So us having it now is just us having a discussion, regardless, before or after. It's, we weren't helping Karmelo with our discussions, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, before it was probably helping because we were part of media and we influence potentially individuals that are part of the case. After the fact, it don't.
That's
I got a question for E-Black.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just really quick. Hey, Blizzy, because you down there. Do you feel, if any, repercussions? Does this case impact like stand your ground or self-defense or castle doctrine in the state of Texas, in your opinion? Do you foresee any ramifications from this case?
In my opinion, no, because I've already you missed the part of the stream where I kind of said that stand your ground and castle laws aren't really meant for black people, and they need to be strengthened in the way that they're written, so that it can be very clear and defined that it's equal protection amongst all the citizens. But the way that it's applied, I don't believe that it's really written. These situations, the way it's written right now, is exactly what's going on.
So E-Black, I agree, right? But here's the catch I'm gonna say. All you smart YouTube lawyers now coming up, go to law school, get those laws changed.
Oh, wait, but first, no, we can't do that because
That's not how that
wait.
works,
I don't want
Fred.
to skip.
Come
No,
on,
no, no,
bro.
wait. I don't want to skip over that because now you just introduced something that I didn't know. So the law in black and white on paper, the same law that everybody say we should acquiesce, abide, toe the line, follow these steps, you'll get these outcomes. You saying that law doesn't apply to us?
Yeah, I definitely say it doesn't.
I just want to be clear. He's saying that in his opinion, it doesn't apply to us.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
exactly
well,
what I'm saying.
But you down there, you could probably obtain that video that's down there too.
Damn.
Yeah,
Oh
any,
yeah,
anybody
I
can.
definitely can.
Any,
But like I said, I
That's
already
not
know what
scary
it
to
is.
y'all.
Just think about that, you know what I mean? Because you could obtain a video since you're down there, you know what I mean?
But wait,
Yeah,
that's not
I can
scary to
pull
y'all.
up
My
to the
whole premise
courthouse
has
right
been
now.
if they convict this young man, like I get if they had gave him manslaughter or whatever, but they punish him harshly or whatever, that challenges stand your ground. And I think somebody could argue because you set case law and precedent. Now, E Black is saying, in his opinion, to your point, Mont, that no, it's the law has not been equally applied across the board. It's rules for
You
thee
can't
and
walk
none
to
for
the
me.
problem.
I just want to say this, man. Everybody subscribe to Everybody Hates Mont.
That's
this
a
channel.
fact.
Make sure y'all all subscribe to the channel, drop likes, share, do all of that. But make sure everybody is going over to Everybody Hates Mont and subscribe to that channel and make sure you locked in. You know what I mean? Y'all got it, bro.
Appreciate you.
nigga, subscribe to me, nigga. I'm a ghetto lawyer. I'm a better lawyer than whoever defended that
I've been
Carmelo,
subscribed to you
nigga.
for years, Poppy. I've been subscribed to you.
I'll put it like this. I think
I
just
was
like
joking, bro.
I think just like how open carry and concealed carry is not judged or persecuted or held to the same standards. I definitely think every black person should be aware of that also.
But it's two different
We have a
laws,
right
though.
to have our straps, and the way that they doing us in the Texas system is not fair, and it's not right, and we know that. But it's just like the standing ground law is. We know that. We know what it is.
No, I don't. I don't necessarily agree. And that's because different people see things a different way. I'm not even gonna say where I come from. I'm confident in self defense for the most part, right? Like I got homies, like my homies, like we already been down this road of like where they had to defend themselves, and it was pretty much a breeze, they cases and stuff like that. So, but I'm not opposed to the information, but I do think that we do happen to cherry pick a lot of things, right? I'd love to look at a 1,000 of these cases, right? But a lot of people just show me 6. And they say, look at these 6 that we cherry picked and look at these outcomes. And this is what you're looking at, right? And I don't necessarily, I like to do a little bit more research than that. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, but Mark, there's a
can I
case
go-
right
can
now.
I
Let me
go,
just tell
Mark?
Mark this one thing. Let me just tell Mark this
you.
one thing. I'm gonna be quiet, but look. But Mark, see, something happened last night in Philly, you know what I'm saying, where 2 young boys unalived this white kid. They went to go get a phone from him and they unalived him and stuff. So I'm gonna be going to Philly to go see if I can at least go there for a few days and see if I can cover that too as well. So that's something that you could look into though. You know what I'm saying? It's a case that happened like yesterday or so, you know what I mean? With 2 young guys unalived a young white kid talking about he was going to try to play for the Philly Eagles and type stuff. That's how they talking about him in the news, whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, for a cell phone, for iPhone or something like that. So yeah.
All right, bro. I'm looking at that.
Yo, Uda, mad respect.
Yeah, bro. So
Look, Mom. I think that everybody should protect themselves, but I think it should be like mental health laws that make sure you're liable. If you're carrying a weapon, you have to be mentally stable before you can carry a weapon legally. That's what I think. You shouldn't just carry a weapon. You're mentally ill. You slow. That's what I think.
I got another question
So
for E
I
Black
don't
on
think
top of that.
I don't think that our Constitution works that way. I don't know, but I know that the right to bear arms, like people go hard for that. So like a mental
So you
health
have to be
check and all.
mentally competent to bear arms. They do.
I never.
That's a state.
There's a due diligence.
It
You should be.
it all
Correct.
depends. It all depends where you at, bro.
No, I'm saying
It all depends.
legally. I'm saying legally, Blanco.
Yeah, well,
Legally,
the
it depends
niggas,
on the state you're in.
niggas in the
No, they
street, niggas,
don't.
we don't care.
Hold on, guys. Give Blanco the floor real quick. We're gonna give Blanco the
Yeah,
floor
go
real
ahead. Go
quick.
ahead.
Yeah, like illegally, obviously, you don't care about what's going on. We're just gonna go grab the buy the strap and come and get whatever comes behind it, right? But legally in the East Coast, it's near impossible. If you like in New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Boston, the complete East Coast, the average citizen, it's very hard for them to own a firearm. You can have one at home, or you want to, but it becomes very tricky to when if you take that out of your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So hold on real quick, bro. So I'm licensed. I'm licensed to carry, right? Because in Philly, even though I live in Pennsylvania, where it's an open carry state, in Philly you still need, in order to carry, you need a CCW, right? Now, I didn't go through a mental health check. I just didn't, right? I did whatever paperwork they needed me to do for the background check, but they didn't check my competency or my mental health check or nothing like that. So I'm curious, when y'all say that you have to be mentally competent, at what point in the process does that come in?
Yeah, so from what I understand, go ahead, Fred.
But only say, like, yes, they're not going to ask you if you're crazy, right? But if you come up on a register, if you've been to an institution or you've been diagnosed,
right, and
they have your diagnosis on record, which they will, then
when they run your background,
and that'll show up on your background, and that'll be cause for pause for you getting your gun.
And then let me ask you this, Ferg, or anybody that's in Northeast or familiar with Northeast or just gun laws, all that stuff here. Don't the person that's like, if you go into a gun shop and you're legally, right? So I understand, Blanco, Ricardos can get guns, right? I know they can get them on aftermarket or whatever, right? But I'm talking about legally, right? Because those people that possess them illegally are not protected by the Second Amendment, right? But the ones that got them legally, from what I understand, is there's a process, and that first process is when they screen you and they run your background. But the other part is when you go to make a purchase, the person that you're buying from, if you're from a gun shop, right? Not like if I'm selling you something personally from my collection, I don't necessarily have the obligation if I don't see nothing. But the person, like, let's say at a registered gun shop, don't they have the obligation to report what they're seeing, or they could deny the sale?
Yes.
Nope.
They have.
They don't.
They don't have to report it.
I'm gonna tell you how easy. If you in Florida or Arizona, fam, you can literally walk in where they sell guns, hand out your ID, and they're gonna.
No, I get that. Those are gun friendly states.
No,
Yeah.
Rilla said the Northeast. Rilla said he said the Northeast.
It's virtually impossible to get like a licensing in most of those Northeast.
Oh, what up, Willie?
Peace to the good family.
Hold on, real quick. I want to let y'all know, just for the new people, that I do use the mute button out of respect for the person that's talking in the crowd. I think it makes it better so if they can hear people argument or position. So if somebody's talking and you interject, I'll mute you. It's not malicious. I'm just going to mute you because I think they still trying to get their point out.
That's why you're old young nigga, man. That's why you're old nigga.
I'm a mute nigga, so.
Mute me right now.
What Willie said though, let's get some new blood on here.
Oh, Black Drop. I had a question for him. Dang.
Because like in New York, I filed for my gun license in New York, and what they'll do, they'll just keep sending you paperwork back every 3 months. Like, oh, we need you to confirm this. Oh, we need you to do that. You look up, 2.5 years went by and you still can't get a license. Like, I moved to the South. I went online and applied. I think in 6 weeks I was good. So
the easiest way to get in New York, you would have to be like a CO. If you get a CO, you get like license to carry. My friends that COs on Rikers Island, they all carry.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Jersey and New York
Right.
crazy.
So
But you know
basically,
what's
armed
crazy?
forces, COs, and cops, you get your shit free and clear. Facts.
My
Anything in the armed forces in New York, you straight.
I got
New
you,
York City.
Ferg. Hold on, Ferg. Go ahead.
no, I got you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ferg. I muted everybody.
My wife, when she goes to get a gun, she don't have to wait. She walks out that day. Me, I got 72 hours. I have to go through the system, and I'm military, veteran. I ain't really broke the law at all. And,
Why
Chicago,
is that, Ferg?
Indiana,
Why is that?
because I'm a
What
brother
state,
with a
Ferg?
big nose, big lips.
We're a threat.
Okay.
We're a threat.
What state though, Ferg? What state?
Chicago, in the
In the shot?
notorious city in Chicago,
Jesus Lord,
Indiana.
yeah. Pennsylvania is different,
So,
like Mont said. You know what I mean?
but
I was like, I
Ferg
went
everybody's
still
to the
carry
different.
a
South,
But
Ferg.
also
musket.
look at your
Everybody
background.
went.
If you a man, a black man, they're not just gonna just say, okay, sign these papers and you can walk. They gonna always double check who we are. It's just part of the system that we under. But they'll never tell you that they doing it just because I've seen white guys do the same.
I ain't waste my
Go
time. I
in,
just
they
carry
see the
them, Ferg.
gun, they take 20 minutes because it take about 15 minutes for once they run your stuff, and they'll be like, if it's 0 on the record, they'll just say, all right, go have a nice day. They're gonna wrap it up for you, give you the discount. But me, I'm gonna have to. I gotta wait. They'll tell me come back.
To
Okay,
your
it ain't.
question, though, Rilla, the only real obligation that those gun shops have is to have you fill out the paperwork. That's it. As long as you fill out the appropriate paperwork, they're kind of in the clear. So they don't really have that obligation to say,
So
"Oh, he
you
looks a
mean
little crazy."
there's no
The logistics.
repercussion when, let's say, somebody does something nefarious, it doesn't trace back to that gun shop? They don't get
Nah,
investigated?
if
They got
you
that paperwork.
sold
They
the gun
don't?
under the right paperwork and had them fill out, everything
Mhm.
accurately, then the gun shop
Oh, my
is
bad.
kind of in the clear.
No, I'm
Yeah.
tweaking because I'm
He
thinking now. I'm
he
thinking
have to be
Midwest because I,
really.
Don't
He
I
get you
have
I
to
a
I I
piece,
be.
bro.
said Northeast, but you're right.
Don't get
Midwest
you a
is a little
piece.
bit different. I know
All
of
right, go
cases where
ahead.
they've been traced back to like Indiana, and even now here that they've relaxed a little bit because we have to have a FOID card.
Yeah,
Ferg
the
still
four
here.
part.
Yeah, you got
I
it's
got my son
layers
one
here.
at 13, man. At
Yeah, yeah,
13, I went and
yeah,
let him do the whole thing. So
yeah.
if
But fair
he
enough.
gonna,
Fair enough.
It's usually only traced back though from lack of proper paperwork. Like that's where they tie the gun shop up. You kind of
Got you.
sold it
Yeah,
under the table. You know
the
what I mean?
the only time that the gun shows barely get in trouble because it was the only time they get in trouble is because it was this big case out of New Jersey for the Bloods, right?
this nigga got
It's
a
orange.
mouse, a
It's
rat,
orange, right?
a fat.
It's orange, right? So what they were doing was it was like a gun shop out of somewhere in Ohio. I forgot